Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So I want to sit down with you guys and tell you about my experience having Chinese New Year in Qinghai. I have my notes here just to make sure I cover everything because it was definitely a very interesting experience. So the day started off with me coming here and being invited to a tulku's family home. Tulku is a highly respected lama or monk that is given empowerments and trained by a young age by his or her predecessors. So basically, if you think of Dalai Lama, he's like the holiest tulku. So we were invited to a tulku's home for dinner. So at the tulku's family dinner, they served very traditional Tibetan food, which includes lamb meat cut and eaten by hand, garlic sprouts with beef, and lots of fruits and nuts. The food is always plentiful, so you'll never go hungry. It was an amazing sight to see the monks sitting at a table right across from me. It was just very interesting and very humbling for me. Another very interesting thing that they serve is a tea called Sempao Thai, which is a tea that includes black tea leaves, rock sugar, and dates. And that was also very delicious. Not very sweet, but very good, very herby. So another dish that they serve is the traditional Tibetan hot pot, and it's pretty different from your average Chinese hot pot where they use a copper pot and they heat it up literally by charcoal and fire. It's very, very traditional. They include a lot of different ingredients in their hot pot. For example, like sliced ham, cabbage, mushroom, small like mini sausage, lamb meat, and just a lot of different ingredients, and also spicy sauces that you can dip those ingredients in. So after dinner, we went outside and I got to take part in a Buddhist ritual where we made tormas. And tormas are basically figures made out of flour and butter, and they're used for tantric rituals. So what you see the monk doing is he's molding the clay into a cone shape with petals. He'll end up molding 4 of these tormas by hand to offer to deities and dharma protectors. And they're basically to rid of any bad spirits or negative spirits. I also got to take part in making my own little sculpture to add to the ritual, so I'm fully protected. Later on that night is when things got really exciting and surreal for me. And that night would mark my very first time celebrating Chinese New Year, especially with the Tibetans in Qinghai. It's actually really fortunate that I got to celebrate Chinese New Year's in Qinghai, because in Shanghai and other major Chinese cities, fireworks are unfortunately now banned. So we ended up going to the Rongwu Temple, and that temple is actually one of the largest temples in Qinghai. We first got to have our own personal ceremony where the monks lit up a pile of juniper, highland barley, and other Tibetan herbs. And the name of this is actually called Wei Sung. And what Wei Sung is, it's a very traditional smoke offering that's supposed to clarify the air of bad spirits and bring in good fortune, good harvest, and peace. Once the offering is completely engulfed in flames, they blessed us with our own personal fireworks show. The Rongwu temple that we celebrated in is very large with many different halls, and the hall that we were making our way to was called the Mahakali, or the Baidan Lamo Hall, and this is where things got really intense. Watch this. as you all saw in the clip, it was pretty crazy. And what we actually didn't get footage of was that I went ahead and donated 100 yuan to that particular hall. And when I left and you guys saw me knock on the bell, it's so basically that the deity or Mahakali could hear your prayer. And that's basically what you see everyone doing before they leave. They knock on the bell however many times, and then they pass the stick to someone else behind them. So the night didn't end there. We ended up going back to the Tulku's family home because, fun fact, monks and their families don't sleep for 48 hours. And it's mostly because they visit family, friends, and neighbors. And at this point in time, they are basically doing ceremony where inside they do mantras, chanting, and then we got a little bit of footage of me actually bowing to the monks as they're chanting mantra. And then when we go outside, they light more fireworks. In this case, it was firecrackers. We didn't get footage of this, but I ran away quickly and swiftly because that firecracker was coming my direction, and the rest was a blur, but the family didn't seem very fazed by it. The night was amazing to say the least, and I'm blessed to be able to experience so much culture at once. And that was my experience during Chinese New Year's in Qinghai. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and to see more videos like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Usually use where it's electrical. They use a copper, iron, and chanting Happy New Year's. Fireworks are unfortunately now banned. Monks lit up like different meats, vegetables that they include, which all makes up for their traditional Tibetan hot pot.
What?
Another interesting